Alrighty folks, so I am packing for an event. I am shooting tomorrow and I am taking my full 3 camera setup. So I figured what better opportunity to take than to showcase the 3 camera setup that I use at both events and weddings of any kind. Let's get into it. Hey, I'm Matt, one half of Carly and Matt here at the Carly and Matt channel, and I am a wedding videographer and I guess you could call it corporate event and in the process of launching a video production company. So I also do shoot one-off events here and there, and tomorrow is one of those such opportunities. But regardless of whether it's for a wedding or for a corporate event of some kind, I tend to bring 3 with a potential guest appearance of my special 4th camera if time allows. But let's take you through my A cam, B cam, C cam, and fun cam. So for A cam, right here, I have the Sony A7S III. I know, this monstrosity right here is the money maker, I think you can probably call it. So I have here, I am running, generally speaking, I will run a monitor on this camera. In this case, it is the Atomos Ninja V. I don't necessarily use the recording feature now that I have an A camera capable of dual recording, but sometimes for, I guess, triple backup because I'm paranoid, I will run the recorder as well from time to time if I can spare the battery. I also have been experimenting with using a side handle. So I use a side handle on some of my A cams, and primarily this, in the past it's been the ZVE1, which I'm filming on right now. Now I've pivoted over to the A7S III, but the side handle does 2 things. It allows me for a better grip on a heavier camera, and also actually gives me the benefit of throwing my shotgun mic because it doesn't actually fit underneath anywhere when I am rocking an external monitor. And you have this beautiful braided cable from Alvin's Cables. All of the red cables that you see in my 3 setups today have been generously sent over by Alvin's Cables from their new red braided series. I highly suggest you go check them out. Link is going to be in the description if you want to pick up some of their new red series. But that's going to be the cable that I'm using to run HDMI out and into my monitor. And lastly, I am obviously rocking a BTS cam, because if you're not rocking a BTS cam for social media, you're missing out. This is going to be primarily for content, and in case something funny happens, I'm recording pretty much all the time. During weddings, I will be pretty selective of when I'm recording, and between my wife and I, sometimes we capture photo BTS, sometimes we capture video BTS. In this case, this is what it looks like when I am capturing video BTS, because the saying goes, capture yourself, post yourself working, not your work. Right? That's been trending recently, so I'm trying to take that to heart. But that is A cam for any and all video purposes. Now, sometimes I will strip it down and I'll show a little bit of what that looks like. I won't always rock the monitor during receptions and stuff. Once the important, ceremony and that kind of thing has died down and it's more run and gun, I will take the monitor off, sometimes even take the top handle off. I will generally keep the side handle on at all times because it's just running my shotgun anyways. It gives me a little bit of a comfortable grip, and that way I don't always have to run a strap, because I always usually run a strap as well. I just couldn't find it for this video, so hopefully I can find it before tomorrow. But yeah, that is A cam, the Sony A7S III. Now, primary B cam is the FX30. I love this camera. I have loved this camera since the day I got it. I loved it so much I bought a second one. Right? I bought 2 FX30s, and so my dream a few years ago when I started shooting video was to get a setup that included a full frame and 2 FX30s, and here we are a full frame A7S III with 2 FX30 bodies. So this one is a much simpler setup. This is actually generally going to be my main scratch audio source. As you can see, this XLR, once again from Alvin's Cables, this braided XLR is not plugged into anything because I'm still waiting for my MKE 600 to come in. So for the time being, I'm not using this braided cable, but imagine it's going into a MKE 600, and it's actually really nice that it's a braided cable because I can just wrap it around the handle, keep it out of the way. I also love the pop of color from these, so Alvin's Cables, great job. Shout out to you guys. But I'm running the XLR top handle. That way I can get multiple sources of audio from both of these guys. I will also usually plug in, if I can spare it, one of my wireless receivers into here as well, get multiple sources of audio. And this lens always has the 35 to 150 f2 to f2.8, if you know, you know, from Tamron. I got this bad boy. Wow, it is dusty. I got this bad boy a couple years ago when it first came out, and it never leaves this camera. It is the primary speech angle when we're recording speeches. It also is our go-to for first looks, whether it be up at the aisle or in the middle of nowhere, getting a super nice tight shot without being invasive. 35 to 150 on the FX30. It doesn't get much better than this. Now, you'll notice I'm not rocking any V-mount on this guy, but if I ever find myself recording speeches, for example, last year I recorded speeches for about 2.5 hours, I will run a V-mount using a USB-C cable plugged into here, but I will not rig out these FX30s. They just sit on tripods, so it's not really worth running it. Instead, what I do is I have these guys, these small rig V-mount clamps. These are awesome, and you're seeing them on screen. These can clamp onto the side of a light stand or on the leg of a tripod, and if I ever need to run a V-mount, this just goes and attaches to whatever surface I needed to. I run a USB-C cable, power the camera, and then I'm good to go for as long as I could possibly need. So no V-mount setup unless situation dictates. In this case, tomorrow's event will be running these guys and a USB-C power to each one, but not with the crazy contraptions V-mounts on this, just mounted on the legs of the tripods. That is a hack I suggest you use. Just saying. But yeah, that is B cam. Now, final C cam here that makes me money is going to be just a pretty small form factor FX30. This is also going to usually be where I'm receiving my transmitter audio. I like to have like 3 sources of audio plus like a recorder plus lavs and everything. I go overboard when it comes to backups upon backups of audio, because everyone knows if your audio sucks, your visuals won't make up for it. But if your visuals are bad and your audio is good, there are ways to make things work, because audio makes or breaks videos. Pro tip, if you don't know, now you know. Pay more attention to your audio. But yeah, so this is a much more stripped down version of the FX30. It's got the Sigma 18 to 50 f2.8, 18 to 50 f2.8, that's right. Super small lens, one of my favorite lenses of all time, especially for APS-C sensor cameras. Once again, Alvin's Cables, braided cable. I just love that they made a cable for basically everything. They're all coiled, they're all braided, they look great. And this is usually where I'll put my transmitter, recording all my sources of audio from the Wireless Go's, or Wireless Pros, I should say. The Wireless Pros are usually sitting one on the officiant and usually one on the microphone as well. In tomorrow's case, for corporate events, it's I'm filming a concert tomorrow, so I'm getting audio stems, so audio is not actually as much of a big deal, so I'll probably rock a small Rode Video Micro or something on here, which I'll use the same cable for anyways. But yeah, so this is C-Cam, the FX30, super stripped down, super simple, and it still looks phenomenal. Now, this is probably the moment you've all been waiting for. What is my surprise camera? If I can get away with it, I will bring the Nikon ZR. Now, if you're watching this video, you have probably been waiting for my review of the Nikon ZR, and I am sorry that I have not been able to put out a review of this camera yet, but this is my special camera, I guess you could call it. I love red color science. And I'll say it again, it is just the most incredible camera to use. I have just had a very hard time with the file sizes, especially in the context of AI and SSDs going up in price. My logic when I first picked up the ZR was that I would just be buying a new 1 terabyte to 2 terabyte to 4 terabyte SSD for every project that I was working on. That is no longer feasible if I want to make any kind of profit at all. But all that to say, the ZR is my special baby. This thing is incredible. The screen is incredible. You don't have to do anything to it other than a side handle for stability's sake. I do not run anything else. Sometimes I will put a microphone on it, but this one most recently in the weddings I have brought with me just to get a lot of contextual kind of wide landscape shots, and it just looks phenomenal. So I'm excited to see what Nikon does in the future for cameras, and you know, with Canon coming out with cameras like the R6V and the R50 and all these things, and you know, I think Nikon is right behind them and designing some cameras that have all the features that we're missing from the ZR. So only time will tell, but this is guest appearance, guest camera number 4. I guess you could call it D-cam. And that's it. I no longer use my ZVE1. I'm actually in the process of selling it. I am replacing it with the A7S III. I can no longer rig out the ZVE1 as I needed in order to have the peace of mind that I'll be able to capture everything. I couldn't handle the overheating for long periods of time. I couldn't handle always rocking a V-mount. And so I pulled the trigger on an A7S III. So that's why we're filming on the ZVE1 today, because I no longer use that to make money. As a content camera, I think it would be great, and it is great, but even now, as I record, I have a fan plugged into the back of it running for the last 20 minutes in order for this camera not to overheat. So pro tip, the ZVE1 is not for anyone that is planning on recording anything longer than about 15 minutes. Take it from someone who knows and has experienced it. But yeah, that is my 4 camera setup right here. 2 FX30s, an A7S III, and the Nikon ZR. And those are the 4 cameras that are making me money in 2026 and for the future. So that's it. Shout out Alvin's Cables for the braided cables. Check out the new red braided series. Link is going to be in the description. If you have any other questions about the gear we're using, this is purely video gear, and I didn't even talk about ND filters, matte boxes, the whole 9 yards, because this is all the stuff that I use on an indoor shoot basis, which is going to be for tomorrow. So this is what I'm bringing to tomorrow's event. And yeah, that's it. If you have any questions about the gear, drop a comment down below. Thanks for making it this far into the video. If you made it this far into the video, drop a 4 cams, all caps, in the description, not in the description, in the comment section to let me know that you're a real one and that you listened all the way through. I appreciate every single one of you. If you made it this far, I love you, okay? Just know that. I love you. Many more videos coming out. This office space is coming together very nicely. Slowly but surely we are moving into this new place. We're very happy here, but this space is really taking on a life of its own. So many more videos to come. Drop a sub if you're excited about more videos. Like the video, help it hit the algorithm, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.